I'm really excited to chat with you. I'm very intrigued by what the mystery of this movie holds. Yeah. First and foremost, it's your feature directorial debut. How does it feel to not only have finally gotten to make that, but also to be showing it at Sundance?
Surreal. It's weird. It's overwhelming and strange. You know, like this is a really personal film. You know, like I know it's a horror film in many ways. It's more of a dark fairy tale, but anyway, we have all these elements that you wouldn't expect to be so coming from the heart. You know, so it's quite scary to be putting my secrets and my greatest fears, putting it out there for the world. So it's kind of terrifying, but just so happy that the festival responded like they did. Like, who would have thought they would like? I don't know. I wrote this weird little movie that I didn't think anyone would like, and then along the way met people who got it. And it's so cool to now be allowed to be in a room full of people who at least some will get it, and that's cool. Being an artist can be lonely. Like, who's going to get it? Anyone? At least some people have got it already, so that's makes it. I don't know. I'm not saying it's worth it. The process is worth it, regardless of the outcome. But it's a very cool part of it.
I can only imagine. I mean, and it does seem like this film's going to create a lot of discussion, which I'm really excited about. I did want to ask though, because I heard you mention that you were writing this over the course of 6 years. How much would you say it sort of changed from your original concept to what we're about to see on the screen?
I mean, I started it 6 years ago, but we locked the script like 3 years ago, so it wasn't that long of a writing process. I mean, at the very beginning, it was really just images and feelings I had. I was just like chasing like fascinations, like, oh, why is it that deep fog is calling to me? Or why is this song like hitting me so hard? And like my writing process is just following the sound in the woods that takes me somewhere. So it started as like a collection of sensations that meant something to me, and now it's a fully formed story with characters and a plot. And so in that sense, it's completely different. You know? And as a writer, when you work on a project this long, you do grow and change as a person, because ideally your writing is part of the healing process. And I feel like I've definitely grown and changed throughout the making of it. So yeah, I found it a healing process to make the film, which is cool. So I'm really curious to see what comes out of me next.
Yeah, I love that for you. And again, even without having seen this, I'm already curious to see what you're going to do next after this. I did want to also ask before I let you move on, you also have Dev Patel working on this, who also is an executive producer, but he also just made his own directorial debut as Monkey Man. I'd love to hear what it's like working with an actor who, also just made his directorial debut and sort of, again, directing him now in this film.
Yeah. I mean, with any actor that understands and appreciates the whole filmmaking process, it's a joy, because Dev has such great instincts, and he's been in all kinds of films, and he's as a performer and as a director now. And it's just great to be able to talk to him on every level. We can talk about a scene and not just what the character is going through in the moment, but how that works structurally across the whole film. And we can talk about pace and like angles and where the light is. And it's just great to have the language shared between us. I'm really excited to see what he does next as well. Like, I don't feel Monkey Man, but it's a fucking blast. So I'm excited to see what he does next as well.
Yeah, I am too. And I mean, oh god, Monkey Man was so fun. But I'm glad that you had such a creatively rewarding experience with him. And again, I look forward to seeing how it turned out. So thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Okay, man. Thanks, man.
How you doing on your Sundance premiere night?
Good. I'm so happy to be here.
So, okay, this is a very mysterious project. Obviously, lots under wraps. What is that like for you as a performer, wanting to share everything with the world, but also knowing that you got to keep a lot of things under wraps?
No, it's great. I don't have to say anything. I just say it's a mysterious folk love story horror film, and then I leave the rest up to you.
I mean, it sounds like there's going to be a lot up for interpretation. I love that, though.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to actually expand on something I heard you mention earlier, and that this is about a couple who can't really find a way to communicate with each other. And that's such an interesting thought to have in terms of you have to build a dynamic, that dynamic with Dev. What was that like for you two during filming, really finding that rapport and that specific character dynamic with each other?
I think we took it really seriously because it's hard to. We are a married couple that have been together for 10 years. So I think we both knew from the offset, okay, we need to make this believable. So we rehearsed for a few days before we started shooting, and I think that really helped. And we both quite quickly built a sort of language with each other to make it believable. and our first scene together was in a bath. So that also fast forwards the process.
Did you find that you had, because that's something that also kind of requires a trust in the other person, regardless of if they're nice or not. But did you find that you found that trust pretty quickly with Dev just in the rehearsal process?
Yeah, he's such a generous actor, and he's so driven by the work, and I think if you're both dedicated to making it believable, the trust comes with that.
I love that. And so before I let you go back down the line, I did want to ask, working with Bryn, this is a debuting director, and it's a film that can get just as much caught up in the fantasy as it does the characters. What is it like, finding that balance as a performance while also working with Bryn to find that balance in the genre?
Yeah, when I read the script, I was like, whoa. I met Bryn, I was like, Bryn, what's going on? And he said, trust me, I know. And sometimes you don't have to have answers to everything. And I'm quite a logical thinker, and I approach things quite practically, and I like to know what and why. And he was like, sometimes you don't need any answers. And I actually wanted to challenge myself to not have any answers why. So I kind of left all the surreal stuff to him, and then he left Daphne to me.
I love that. That sounds like a very intricate, but I'm sure creatively rewarding experience. So I can't wait to see how it all turns out when we get in there. So thank you so much for taking the time, and I hope you have a great Sundance experience.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank
nice
you.
to meet you.
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Well, I'm Grant. It's great to get to chat with you. I'm very excited about this film. It's obviously wrapped in a lot of mystery. What is that like, having to promote a film without giving too much away for it?
Oh, it's so scary. I don't want to give the plot to it. It's so exciting and it's so lovely, but obviously everything's being kept under wraps, so I try to be very careful what I say. But yeah, it's been very cool.
So then what can you share about your character and their impact on Dev and Rosy here in the film?
The character presents himself as a boy to Darcy and Daphne, Dev and Rosy's characters, and it's a dark fairy tale. It's quite spooky in places. I don't know what else I can say. He makes some questionable decisions sometimes, but it'll be interesting for the audience to see what they think. Because when I first read the script, I thought, oh, is he the bad guy? But it'll be interesting to see what the audience thinks. Because I might have changed my mind while filming, so we'll see.
And obviously a fantasy horror movie like this really invites a lot of imagination on the performance side of things. What was it like for you stepping into that side and really finding that in your performance as well as in your dynamic with the rest of your cast and crew?
Oh, it was wonderful. Rosy and Dev were so supportive. They were so kind. We all came together. We all looked after each other. It was really lovely because my character goes to quite some dark places, so it was lovely to have that support of everyone being a team and looking after each other. I've never done a role like it before. I'm quite excited to see it on the big screen, just to see how it's all come out. But I feel very grateful, very privileged and honoured that I got to do that, especially with this team.
Well, I'm really excited to dive in there with you and see the movie. I'm hoping to. I'm trying to sneak in case a couple of us don't show up. So we'll see.
Sneak in.
But thank you very much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.